We are working it today with Andy Challenger Gray and Christmas here to talk about the work week. And I know this is a topic that is near and dear to a lot of us who work more than 40 hours a week. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
There are calls that say that perhaps we should have a shorter work week. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so this convention of a 40-hour work week, 9 to 5, is something that came about in the Industrial Revolution. And today, HR managers across the country are realizing that maybe with today's workforce, with millennials in particular, that typical workday needs to change to reflect their employees.
What are HR people saying about the work hours? Would they like to shorten them to what, 35, 39?
Yeah, so that depends per company. Right now, the average American still works 47 hours per week.
Really?
So it's beyond that for 40-hour work week. But millennials in particular want flexible days. We're seeing kind of innovative companies taking maybe Fridays off and extending the work days Monday through Thursday, or they're just letting people work from home more. And it's really in a way to attract employees from this next generation.
Do you think this will catch on? Because actually we are noticing that productivity is changing in the United States because there are more people working. So a company might actually bring in an extra body.
Oh, sure.
So some people's hours might be diminished a bit.
Yeah, so companies are moving a lot to contract workers as opposed to full-time employees. And we're starting to see this rise of the gig economy. A lot of people today are patching together 3 or 4 different jobs where they just go in and work a certain number of flexible hours. So it's really making HR managers rethink how they structure their workdays.
You're also taking a look at hiring tips with us today.
Yeah.
Now you have some questions. Are these questions that people who are looking for a job should be posing to their potential new employer?
Yeah, so just like we're focused on culture from the HR perspective, employees are more and more focused on the cultures of companies they're entering and accepting. So we really think there's a couple questions people should ask employers before they do accept new jobs.
And one of the questions is, what's the culture like? What's the environment like at your office?
Yeah, it's so important. In some ways, when you accept a job, you're saying, I'm going to spend more of my waking hours in this place with these people than I am with my family. So it's important to make these long run decisions. So one thing we ask people to ask when they're accepting new positions is, where am I going to be sitting?
Where are you going to be sitting? Wow,
yeah,
I never would have thought of that.
So when you come in, you don't want to be sent down to the basement in a windowless room for the next 10 years of your life. So that's an important one. And also asking, the person that's hiring you, what do they like most about the company? That's one way to really get a good sense of the culture and to make a determination if it's going to be a good place for you.
What other questions? Because I know it's so hard when they say to you, would you like to ask us any questions? And you're like, I just want you to hire me. So what else would you ask?
Yeah, great to ask what type of career paths you'll have if you accept this position.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What's going to be my upward trajectory? How can I make moves? And what do you expect of me in this job? Is there a way to measure that so that I can meet those benchmarks and move forward?
Anything else on your list?
Those are a couple of really good ones.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.